Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a Botox. Sorry your best friend Shooter is not available. He is downstairs watching Naruto. And, it's 1:17 a.m., bitch. I had no idea. Oh my goodness. My phone is on 19%. I am breastfeeding Salem. And, this one says, "Hey Bo, I'm a huge fan of your channel and I've been following you for a long time. I love your videos and watching you on live." Hey, live fam! I would like to stay anonymous. Lucky for you, you emailed the right person because I will not expose your identity. I'm 22, living in Canada. I have finished college and everything, but I do plan on going back again soon. At this point in my life, I have a hard time finding genuine people, friendship and relationship-wise. The people I was friends with were fake AF, showing love to my face, but trash talking me behind my back. Straight up to my face. Not to mention, one of my ex-best friends is also friends with my ex, so that created more drama. Everything I told my friend, he would go back and tell my ex my business, and he would do the same and tell me his business, which I do not care to hear. Oh, he just messy, honey. And we used to talk to each other about everything. He was someone who I thought I could confide in, but I was so wrong. He doesn't know how to fend for himself or solve his own problems. He always used to ask me for advice on certain situations, and he never listens. It's like he thrives off of drama. I know a few people like that. But to cut things short, my ex felt the need to pop up out of nowhere and talk nothing but effery in my ears and did nothing but ruin the friendship because he's an insecure fuck. He kept saying he didn't care but kept running his mouth, making me look like the bad guy and talking shit to his coworkers and other people. All he did was insult me and threaten me. I was going to report him for harassment, but my father told me it's not worth it. He gets people to do his dirty work for him. They're both immature and illiterate. Why they gotta be illiterate? Ever since that, both of them are cut off and I'm much happier now. Another so-called friend of mine, ever since she got into a relationship, she treated me like an afterthought. We know what we feel about those bitches. She always canceled her plans last minute and made excuses. She keeps saying she wants to focus on herself and work, find a place to live, and literally all she focuses on is guys/relationships. One man after the other. I'm just tired of being treated or being the convenient friend. And I felt like I haven't found a true, genuine friend. And the older I get, the less time I have to waste. I know this is a lot for you to read. My main question is, how do you know you found genuine friends or a genuine man? This is gonna sound real cliche, but you just know. You just know off bat if somebody is genuine. Like, it didn't take me 30 days and 30 nights, 40 days and 40 nights, 50 days and 50 nights to know if Shooter was being genuine with me when he brought me them chicken wings. I mean, he brought me chicken wings, so of course that's genuine, okay? He paid for it. He didn't ask me for the money back for it. You know, he was a weird ass guy. Like, it was genuine. And you could just tell within 5 seconds of meeting somebody what they're like. And when it comes to falling out with friends, the reason that people fall out is always different, but somebody could be really genuine and the reason you fall out with them is simply because situations change and they're no longer the same person they were when you met, and that's totally fine. It's not always a negative thing for people to come into your life and then leave when the time comes. I always tell y'all what my mama told me when I was little. People are in your life for seasons, and you have to learn to accept that. You can't be upset every single time you fall out with somebody, but I think that there comes a point where if you keep losing friends, you have to look at yourself and say, is there something wrong with me? And sometimes it literally is that there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with everybody around you, or you just don't know how to pick people, or you have a bad judge of character. And that's something you would have to work on. But when people show you who they are, make sure that you believe them the first time, because when they burn your ass the second time, you're going to be very upset that you didn't follow your gut instinct the first time. But what you have to remember is that there's a lot of people out here that are really good at hiding their true colors, and their true colors won't come out until you guys get into a little bit of a squabble or an argument or something, and then you'll see who somebody is. And when they bite back and when they show you that person, that's when you know you need to get your ass up and leave. Okay, bye, see you never, exit the venue, exit stage left, don't trip on your way out. Okay, and that goes for whether the relationship is with a person that you just want to be your friend or somebody that's your man. I can't really say this is how you'll know if the person is genuine. I mean, there are little tactics that you could try, you know, tell them something and see if you hear it back. That's always a good one, but obviously what you tell them would be false. Go out for lunch, for dinner, whatever it is, and just vibe and see where the conversation goes. If you can't have a real conversation with somebody, or if you don't really have anything in common with somebody and you can't seem to, I don't know, they just seem like they're hiding something when you talk to them, or they won't really open up, and you're being real with them and you guys are supposed to be having a genuine conversation, or if you're talking to somebody and you're saying all these things and not necessarily information about yourself, that you're like, you're not spilling tea about yourself, but you're having a real conversation with somebody and they're not really giving it back to you. Not that they're being a good listener, but that they're like taking in the information, and then when you say to that, when you ask them a question, say you ask them a question about themselves, if they're not being responsive and or they're being dry with you, then you know, okay, this person is not my cup of tea. I need somebody that's intellectual. I need somebody that can be a conversationalist when I need them to be. And I just need somebody that's well-rounded around me, you know what I mean? And if they don't laugh, if the person is too serious, just let that person go, please, okay? We don't do too serious in 2018. We need laughter, we need love, and we need something that's light and airy, okay? Hey Bo, love your channel, been a subby for 2 years now. I don't know where to start with this, but I met this guy 3 years ago at a call center. Ooh, this is gonna be messy as shit. We were cool at work and only text every now and then. I left the job and went off to university 3 hours away. And after being there for 2 months or so, he texted me to see how I was doing, and I responded. From there, we text each other almost every day for 2 months, which I somehow got used to his company and started to like him. He was hooking up with this other girl from that same call center, but they were not official. He wasn't sure about it yet. I went back home for the break, and we met up and we hung out at my house for 2 hours, which I didn't want to sleep with him that night, even though my mom was home, but she was locked in her room. He didn't make any moves. I made it obvious. We just play fought. Okay, that's a way to start it off. The same night after he left, I text him, why you never considered being serious with me? And he said that he knew he would hurt me and that he didn't like that I was 3 hours away. Where is this going? I stopped talking to him after that, and I guess in that time, he and the girl became official. Him and the girl, whatever. I wasn't mad anymore. I added him on Snap and Instagram, and we didn't speak while he was with his girlfriend. They eventually started having problems, and he hit me up, and the way he did it, he made it seem like he wished he would have slept with me before he got with her. What? Okay. Why? Was that going to change the whole course of this? Like, was that going to make him ask you to be his girlfriend? He had to test drive the vehicle first? Like, bye. We started messaging again a little bit, and eventually he told me they broke up, but he said he didn't tell me because he didn't want me to start getting interested, I guess. So as soon as I found out, I got curious because I've been wanting the D for 1.5 years now. Girl, really? You know what? I told him what I wanted, and he was hesitant because he felt like I was always crazy. He told me all these sweet little things, that he liked me when he first met me, and he still liked me, and we just texted late nights. Eventually, I guess he caved in because he was lonely and needed company after the breakup. So you'll rebound. Play ball. We slept together twice. I had graduated and moved back down to our hometown at this point. And I settled for friends with benefits since I knew that he didn't want a relationship with me. I have a feeling I'm gonna cuss your ass out. I'm hoping by the time I get to the end of this, you're gonna tell me that you know your worth, okay? Because how dare you just say you settled for friends with benefits? Really? That you settled for friends with benefits, so you're giving him what he wants. What are you benefiting from that? Because dick ain't it. I'll tell you that right now. Let me just continue reading this because I was okay with it and happy, and then all of a sudden he wanted to end it because he thought I would start acting crazy. So I cursed him out and stopped talking to him. That's you acting crazy. I came back 3 months later wanting to be cool, and he added me on Instagram and never said anything to me. I tried to hit him up 2 times and he just ignored me. Girl, I'm sick. I vented on IG about him, and one of the posts was shady, but I never put his name in it. So we're doing subliminals. Okay. He saw one of the posts and told me not to post shady stuff. Listen, only bum bitches do that shit. That's what I'm going to say. Of course I didn't stop, but I just decided to remove him from my Instagram. What's the point? What was the point? Like, at times when I missed him, I went on his Instagram or Twitter just to see how his life was going. And then that's when I saw him make a post about me. He took a screenshot of one of my posts from Instagram before I blocked him, and he proceeded to call me crazy. And basically all his friends were laughing and calling me crazy too, because you are. What do you want? I was humiliated and also upset because my ultrasound picture was in it. Not his baby, by the way. So you a whole pregnant? You whole ass pregnant, and this is how you're carrying on? Like, why are you mad on Instagram about this fool if you are pregnant? What's good? I'm confused. Number 1. Number 2, this is called karma. You're not going to be posting stuff on your Instagram about somebody that's following you. You think they're not going to see it and try to eventually retaliate? Some people won't. You know, some people are bigger than that. But you're doing little kid ass shit. So I'm going to assume whoever you're fucking with is doing little kid ass shit too. And it's dumb. You're too old to be doing this shit. You're 22. You've been out of high school for a couple years now. You done graduated university and college or whatever. Why are you on Instagram acting the ass? What are you gaining from this? I messaged him and told him to take it down because he called me a stalker and told me to leave him alone. He said he would never cut out the picture, but never did. Girl, what? Oh, he said he would cut out the picture, but he never did, and eventually just made his Twitter account private. I was so upset and continued to be upset for 2 weeks. All I could think about was getting even. I couldn't remember how to get to his house because he was 45 minutes away from my house, and it had been a year since I'd been to his house. So I did a free trial on one of those background check websites to get his address. I'm annoyed. Hi, Munchie girl. Hi. Aren't you annoyed? Yeah, me too. I drove over there at midnight. I covered my license plate and I tried to slash his tires, but it was just too hard and I forgot to bring the red lighter thing to heat up the knife. So I went and got a huge brick and threw it on the back window and keyed his car. I drove off so happy, ready to move on and never look back. You're a dumb bitch. Okay, you do not ruin other people's property because you're mad. Anyway, but I'm an idiot. Yes, you are. And he caught me because one of the houses across from him had a camera. So I'm paying him back for it. If you have any advice for me, I'll take it. But at this point, I think it's too late for advice. So why the fuck are you emailing me? I wanted to tell my story, and if you're willing to share it on your page, then hopefully I can reach some other insecure girls out there and let them know they are not alone. Girl, ain't nobody learning nothing from you. No, they're not. Like, they're really not. And get some followers on my girl, you really trying to plug your channel in right now? I'm not even with the shits. She said to be easy on her because she is pregnant still. She is due at the end of April. Girl, stop it. Just stop. I'm not even gonna say anything else. I said all I had to say. She attached images of text messages, or sorry, Instagram DMs or Twitter DMs from the guy that the story is about. She told me all this shit for no reason and wasted my time, and I'm just so annoyed right now. I can't even fucking deal. She lucky she didn't email no fucking dead ass facts, because she would have towed that ass all the way up. Hey Bo, I love you and your videos so much. I am almost 17 and I'd like to be kept anonymous. I'll try to keep this as short as I can. Okay, so let's get into this. I've been struggling with depression for a long time now. It's been really hard to deal with. Along with that, my dad is very abusive and has now claimed that he's not my father anymore. Whenever I tried to contact him, he'd either reply with stop contacting me or not reply at all. I was obviously hurt. Now, it's just me and my mom, and our money situation has been rough. Our rent is pretty high and my mom doesn't make that much money, so that's added stress to me and my mom. Well, you're old enough to work, so there's that. Anyways, besides the family issues, me and my boyfriend of over 2 years have broken up and I'm so sad about it. Girl, don't worry. There wasn't any type of fuckboy shit. And no, I didn't have sex with him, lol. I ain't about that teen mom life. Amen, sis. I honestly haven't been able to stop crying. He broke up with me because I apparently hurt him too much, but I honestly don't get it. I was a pretty good girlfriend. When he told me about how I hurt him, he brought up shit that he never had before. Like, WTF, he had a lot of opportunities to tell me how he felt and never did. I'm feeling like this is all my fault though. If I was a better girlfriend, maybe we wouldn't have broken up. Don't be taking the blame. You're 17. Your main job as a girlfriend at 17 is to kiss your boyfriend, okay? That's it. No, you're not going to take blame for a failed relationship at 17. This is not a marriage. And I know it's just a stupid high school relationship and I'm going off to university soon, but I truly loved him. With all of the problems combined into one, I feel so sad and my depression has hit an all-time low. I feel like I can't sit, think, or even breathe without being upset or wanting to end my life. Lately, I've been feeling that I just don't deserve to live. Girl, everybody deserves to live. And I know that sounds cliche, but there's no reason that you don't deserve to live. Like what? Are you a murderer? Did you murder somebody? I don't think so. Therefore, you deserve to live. If you didn't commit a crime that you deserve to die for, then you deserve to live. End of story. I feel like no one cares about me and that everyone would just be better off without me, considering the fact that I stress my mom out so much and my father doesn't want to claim me as his own daughter. Fuck your daddy, first of all. That's number one. Number two, even if you were not in the picture anymore, your mother's rent would still be high. So you don't change anything, honey. If your parents made the choice to have children, that means that they thought that they could take care of you, bring you into this world and take care of you. Your dad, we're gonna talk about your dad, but as far as your mom goes, you're not a stress or a burden to your mother. Your mother decided to have you and bring you into this world and you're supposed to be here. And don't think that you're not supposed to be here, because you are, okay? I said so. And if you decide to take your own life, when I die, I'm gonna find your ass and I'm gonna beat your ass up. That's what I feel. Anyway, what should I do with my father? There's nothing to do with your father. I'm tired of talking about dads on my channel. I already said it in 100 videos. And if you watch both talks, you know. If your parent, especially if it's your dad, is not showing that he wants to have any kind of relationship with you, if he is just being a deadbeat or if he's trying to now be a deadbeat, don't fight it. Let him do what he wants to do. At the end of the day, you're still gonna be great. You're still gonna do you, and you don't really need him right now. Like, he's irrelevant. And I always say that my advice when it comes to dads is biased, but at the end of the day, it's facts. It's common sense. If somebody doesn't want to engage with you, leave them alone. You can't force people to like you. And even if they're your father, your sister, whoever it is, and you're supposed to, if you feel that it's somebody that's supposed to love you, supposed to be there for you, supposed to, fuck it, okay? It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, some people are just not mentally capable of love. They're just not, because something happened to them when they were a child and they didn't have that, and so they don't know how to do it right. That always goes one of two ways. It's either they're gonna get it right or they're just gonna keep the cycle going. So if your dad had a situation where his dad was unavailable and his dad was a deadbeat, he's either going to continue and in his father's footsteps and be a deadbeat as well, or he's gonna do the opposite and be everything for his child that his father wasn't for him. And if he decides to do the latter, then kudos to him. I don't even know if I said that right, child, but what I meant was if he decides to do the right thing, then kudos to him. But if he decides to just let that cycle keep going and not break it, then let the go. Like, I'm tired of little girls and boys upset and lashing out and confused because of their father. I'm tired of it. Like, it's so irritating to me. I don't understand why daddies just can't get it right. And the occasional mom sometimes. Like, I don't understand. If you decide, like, what goes through their heads that things that allows them to think that that's okay to do. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm fucking lost. So when it comes to your dad, do nothing. Live your life and don't worry about him. He's gonna die one day, and God is gonna have plenty of questions for him at the pearly gates, and he's not getting in, honey, because a father that ain't there for his child is worse than an infidel. Okay, y'all got me preaching up here. How should I handle the breakup? There's plenty more fish in the sea. I've had lots of boyfriends. Lots. They're irrelevant now. They are irrelevant now. Like, boys will come and go. Boys will definitely come and go. They're not, like, you can love people from a distance, and that's something to keep in mind. You don't have to be with somebody for a long time. You can be with somebody for 2 weeks if you want, and then move on to the next if that's what you feel like doing. Nobody gets to dictate that but you. People break up. That's what happens. That's life. And you have to learn to accept those things, and you can't be taking the blame for it because there's no need. It's unnecessary. And as far as your depression and your suicidal thoughts is going and stuff, I personally can't, I can't advise you on anything but to not kill yourself. I'd like to not try to disrupt your own life. Don't do that. I think that you need to seek therapy because that's beyond my pay grade, okay? I am not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I don't know what's going on in your head. And if you are truly suffering from depression, or if you are having those types of thoughts, good that you're opening up about it. That's step one. That lets me know that you're probably not going to do it because you're able to speak about it. By you emailing me, that gives me hope. And I don't want to ever hear that one of my subs took their life. Like, no. Like, no. I would actually be so heartbroken. So please don't. Please don't, girl. It's honestly not worth it. Honestly, when people decide to take their own lives, they're not in the right mind state to even be thinking this, but they're not considering the fact that they're hurting so many other people by removing themselves from earth. When you do that, you're hurting everybody around you, and they're gonna have that hurt until the day that they die. And some people can't even take that. They can't take that hurt, and they end up taking their life as well, because I'm sure your mom would be crushed if she lost you. Like, crushed. Losing a child, I can't even imagine it. I could not fathom losing Salem. Like, I can't even fathom it. I don't even like saying it. Like, it's not a thought. And until you're a parent, you won't understand that. But especially being a mom, like, you bond so much with your child from the time they're in your womb to from before they even in the womb, child. From the time they're in the nutsack to the time they're in the womb to that time where you push them out or you get them surgically removed. You bond so much with your child, and just watching them grow. You have been in your mom's life for 17 years. She would be a wreck if you took yourself away. And that's not fair. It's not fair. You know, I've spoken about these things before, in other videos, and I say stuff about it and people think I'm ignorant when I'm saying this stuff because I'll say something like it's stupid or something like that, and because I don't necessarily understand what's going on in the mind of a suicidal person, because I'm not suicidal. But I really feel in my heart that it's not fair to everybody around you, because what you're going through is a temporary situation, and so many other people, once you get past that, can learn from you. You can talk about that and you can speak on it once you get to the other side of it. The grass may not always be greener on the other side, but it's greener where you water it, okay? And so if you water your grass and it gets greener, you'll be okay. But if you decide that you're just gonna wallow in your depression and you're going to beat yourself up about things that you can't control, and the thing about life is that you have to learn what you can control and what you can't control, and the things that you can't control, you cannot dwell on. You have to let that shit go immediately. Okay? Immediately. You cannot be sitting there and being pissed about circumstances that you had no control over. It's like if you were walking and you tripped and fell and your skirt came up and everybody saw your booty. You can't control that situation. That's not a situation you can control. What you can control is how fast your ass gets up off the ground and covers your booty up and acts like it didn't happen. That's something you can control, okay? Keep those things in mind, and I'll be praying for you, okay? Everybody, pray for her. Keep her in your prayers because she needs a little bit of love. Girl sent me virus. Somebody done sent me viruses. Do not send me attachments to my Botox, please. I don't need no viruses. And Gmail doesn't have viruses, but whatever.